going on YouTube? It's your boy Kerry Too Smooth, man. I just wanted to say thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. I'm really grateful that you guys are following my journey. Before we get started in today's lesson, I just wanted to also tell you, like, if you love the stuff that we're teaching here, you're really gonna love the stuff that I've got going on. I suggest that you go to kerrytoosmooth.com and get on the email list, because I got some courses that are free that are really gonna help you, and I got some paid courses, especially stuff for acoustic that we're gonna be talking about today, and I have some beginner R&B stuff, and I would hate for you to miss out on it, because again, this stuff is gonna get you right. This stuff is gonna get you sweet on guitar, especially when you're trying to learn how to play R&B. This is the stuff that's going to get you sweet. So let's jump into today's lesson. So today I want to talk about a technique that I use when it's specifically for R&B, when I have to play for an artist. It's called the Pluck and Pat technique, right? It's about, because again, you have to think about when you're playing R&B and you're the only person playing an acoustic, when you're playing behind an artist, you're the only instrument a lot of time that's on stage. So how do you maintain that rhythm? Like, how do you maintain the chords? So we want to talk about the Pluck and Pat technique. So I'm going to give you an example. So I'm plucking because I'm going to get the meat of the chord. So I'm getting that bass note. I'm not strumming. There's no strum. R&B, you don't really strum a lot in R&B because you want to maintain that rhythm. Pluck and pat. Pluck, pat. Because you're keeping that rhythm. You're almost like you're being a snare drum, because again, you're keeping that rhythm that's going on. You don't want to lose the presence and the essence of keeping that rhythm. So pluck and pat. Pluck and pat technique. So what you want to really focus in on, like, a lot of times I use my thumb to really get that bass note, and I'm using my index finger and my middle finger to really try to get like the meat of the chord. So you're hearing the bass note, but you're also getting the meat of the chord. Yeah, that pluck and pat technique. It's a really cool concept when using it, like I said, specifically for R&B when you're playing on an acoustic guitar, because you're not going to miss those different moments in the song. You're not going to miss that bass action. You're not going to miss the chords, because if you're just strumming, it's very vanilla. There's nothing there. It's like, it's just very empty. There's a lot of space, and you don't want to like get in the point where you're trying to fill up the space by doing so much around it. But those different techniques of the pat, keeping that rhythm, because again, it's going to be you and the artist by themselves. You're going to be left out there on an island, and you don't want to be exposed. So it's just those different techniques: pluck, pat. And another technique that I want to talk to you about is walking the bass notes. A lot of times I teach this technique because, again, it's really important when you're the only person that's playing to not lose the essence of the bass note. And it doesn't have to be so complicated to where you're like doing so much. It's really could be like a 3-note movement, a subtle movement that'll keep that bass involved in the song, so that way you're not losing that presence of the song either. So in the same progression that we're doing, we're in A flat. Okay, so the progression is going to be 6, 4, 3. So that's F sharp minor 7, C sharp major 7, C minor 7. So when I'm doing it, I'm thinking about, like, how can I walk the bass note to embody, to kind of like fit everything together, so that way it syncs together, like I'm sewing together, so everything kind of holds together. So I'm thinking about the movement. So I'm doing that movement. So with those bass notes, I don't want to just play the bass note, but I want to play the chord that's attached to it, because again, I'm the only person that's on stage with the artist, or if I'm just playing behind a singer, wherever it may be. So I'm thinking about. Think about when you're doing those kind of techniques, like the bass walking technique, you don't want to be so methodical to where you do it every single time. With R&B, there's a lot of stuff that comes from how you feel about it. So like trust your instincts whenever you're playing. Like I said, you want to learn it so it's always underneath your hands, but you want to be so methodical. Like every four bars, I want to do the bass bar. Like feel it, like listen to the lyrics, understand what the lyrics are saying, and then find your spot. Like if it's in that space, then do it in that space. If it doesn't fit, then don't do it. Trust your instincts whenever you're playing. Don't be so fixated on, I got to do it this many times or whatever, because then it becomes very robotic and then people can feel it and the artist can feel it. And it doesn't sound as smooth or as genuine, or as it doesn't flow the way that you want it to flow. So those are some techniques to really think about. The pat and pluck, pluck, pat, pluck, pat. Walking the bass notes. And then thirdly, like I said again, it's one of those things you got to start trusting your gut, trust your instincts of knowing when to do that bass walk up movement. And you don't have to just do it in that particular, you can do it in another particular genre. But it's really important to just start thinking about those things when you're playing acoustic guitar and it's only you and the artist that happen to be there. Find that space, fill that space with the right kind of movements, because again, if you do that the right way, the audience will definitely feel it, the artist will be able to feel it, you'll connect with the song a lot differently. So again, pluck and pat, walking the bass notes. So there you have it. Again, the techniques are pluck and pat and learning how to walk the bass lines. You do those different things, is going to start changing the dynamics of how you play, how people hear you, specifically with R&B, but I'm sure you can incorporate those different techniques with other genres, but this is specifically for R&B. Find yourself using those techniques because it's going to make a world of difference in your playing.